one subject before I start something else, So I'm like, let's not do that. Let's not start any other topic. I started it. It's gonna be hard to go back to it. At least, I don't know. I always feel like I need to explain everything. You know why I always feel like I need to explain everything? Because people assume. And they always assume the worst, like I always say in every video now. People are so nitpicky and judgmental like that. They're like, why did he do that? Did you see that? Did you see his body language? Did you see this and that? That means this and this, People are so fixated on every little move that you make. And like I've said before, the reason that would stop me is because I felt like I have no control over what I do. Anything that I did, they're gonna find some, oh, that's this and that, They're gonna have something to say about every move that I make. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Oh my gosh, I'm shaking the whole world. Like, that is how it is at work right now, too. Like, it's so much better than any other job that I've had, but still, I feel like because it's me, I see it for myself when, one of the other receptionists, anyone else goes to talk to one of the managers, they're like, oh, hi. They'll be so completely different than how I go up to them, Like, I tell them, oh, this person called. They're like, basically just treat me differently. I see it for myself. It's not like maybe I am, to some extent, like, making this up for myself, or like, how do you say that? But this, I see it, Also, on the other side of that, I understand, and I know, I'm very aware. People act like they think that I don't know. I'm very much aware. Very much aware. That is probably because of my personality, and they know me. They think that they know me, and then I'm just quiet, and if I had a bigger personality, they would probably treat me the same way. But of course, it just goes back to me having these issues. So, in the other video, last week, we discussed my other issue. As you know, like, I've talked about it forever. So there's that, and pretty much to sum it up, it's probably confidence, That I just don't feel like, I have a song called Air Around Me. A-I-R, around me. That I'm not my body, I'm the air around me. That when I'm with people, I don't feel the air around me. I feel trapped in my body. And then once I'm alone in my room, or even with my brother sometimes, really just by myself, because even with my brother, I can at least, feel a little bit more, I don't know. But basically when I'm by myself, like right now I'm by myself, I'm in front of the camera, so it's kind of different, And I know that some people, at least one person will watch this, So it's like I'm aware of that, and something about it is making me feel like, okay, I'm in my body, I'm very aware that I'm in this body, and this is what you're looking at. And I also know that what you see is different from what I see. But of course, we pretty much see the same exact thing. It's just, like with celebrities, like there's people that are obviously attractive and people that are just like whatever, But anyway, when I'm by myself, I can feel beyond just this body. And around people, I feel like all of that, all the air around me goes to my body, and I'm stuck in this body. It's hard to explain. It's kind of like if my soul was more than this body, or like, I don't know. But because of that, I can't be able to be confident myself. And another thing that I've said before, I think I've said it, not too sure, about my gender. I might be a little personal, but you know me. If you've seen all my videos, I'm basically an open book, and I literally talk about everything and barely make any sense along the way. Even editing, I'm like, oh, this is gonna make so much sense. And then looking back, if you've seen my channel, Hopefully you can understand. You get the gist of it. Like I said before, had I have been a girl, I can just feel like everything, all these issues would be resolved, I wouldn't have any of these issues that I can't be confident, I can talk to people, You can just feel like I know my entire life would have been so much easier. Now it would have been easier had I been a girl. Like when people say, oh, life is so much easier for men, or life is so much easier for a woman. It's a man's world, it's a woman's world. It literally depends on who you are, It depends who's asking you. It's not really one or the other. It really just depends on yourself. And for me, I just know that with my personality, with my everything about me, like when you picture me, when I picture myself, okay, to put it in better words, when you think of a man, I'm pretty sure I'm not the first image you picture, and neither do I want that, Of course I don't want that. And it's also like I don't get offended either way, like I watched this, one of my favorite YouTubers, she has a podcast called My View on the View. I was watching one of her videos and she was referring to the audience or her viewers as ladies. And she was like, no offense to the guys that watch. And I was like, I associate myself with ladies anyway. And I mean, not that I don't, well maybe I don't get offended easily, but when I think of myself and, when you think of me as a personality, as a soul, it's just a being. B-I-N-G. B-E-I-N-G. I'm pretty sure the word man does not apply to me, That's not the first thing that you think of. But then again, that being said, I do kind of have a problem with it, but then it's like, well, what am I gonna do about it, It's like I do have a problem with the word gay, and I never use that word, and I, have a hard time saying it. But for me, at least, yeah, I don't like labels, but it's like, it's always the people that don't like labels that have a label to begin with, Like there's people that don't even realize that, and they don't even have any label. Like, of course you don't have any problem with labels, you don't even have any, And like I said before, the issue with labels is that everyone has their own definition of that, Like with this, a man, you have to be this, they have this whole list of expectations, what they think are, what is this to them, what is a man to them. They have these expectations and they already have these ideas and beliefs. When you say that you're this, you're that. When you tell them that you're this, you therefore have to be all these other things. You think that they know just by one label, when it's completely different to you than it is to them. I think it is so important to be considerate to those people, because it's like, obviously you cannot be specific to every single individual, nor should we, you could be inclusive, but when you find people are not being like super inclusive, it's like there is a fine line between them purposefully not including you and, just forgetting to be more inclusive than they need to be. It's like we're crossing the line from being inclusive to being extremely specific, But like I said, I can do a whole video about that. For me, it's so hard to go out into the world when you're not who you want to be or who you feel you are, Like I don't feel this soul, whoever this being here, does not match the outer being, And like I said, it doesn't feel like I'm trapped in this body, Like me being alone right now, even when I turn off the camera, I'm fine with being in this body, in this gender. So of course it's like, you think, is it society, is it people that have this effect on you? I would say it has a little bit to do, but in reality, this situation at least, it has its both negative and positive impact. But it's like when people say that when you're showing little kids, gay couples, a boy kissing a boy, girl kissing the girl, that's gonna influence them and all that. It's like, do you not understand? They obviously don't talk to people that grew up like me and, all these other people grew up with nothing like that. Like, what happened to us? How do you think we got like this? And it's like, what do they think? Like, oh, if we don't show any of that, they will never know. They will never find out, or they'll never change, That's the issue with that, is that once you realize that it's not a choice, then we can have a conversation. Because they really don't understand. They think that, oh, if we don't show it, and then again, I'm assuming, I don't know, but it seems like they think by not showing that, that would solve, as if there's an issue to solve, but that would stop influencing people to change, in their mindset. When in reality, when you ask these people, they tell you it's like they realized it not from seeing a gay couple, from seeing just a person by themselves, A girl sees this cartoon character of a girl, she's by herself, not even in revealing clothing. Sometimes yes, but just seeing a girl like me, even like I would see cartoon characters and, real life actors on TV. And they were by themselves. They weren't, So it's like, what? Just hide one like that. Anyone that's attractive or that's a whole different issue though, so we'll talk about that later. That's pretty much it for this video. As if I really covered anything. For me, it really does seem like it's more than confidence and even more than gender. I really don't know. I can't really find the roots of this issue. All I do know is the only thing that's stopping me is myself. And I know that I've known for years. And it's not by choice. That's the one thing. Well, the one other thing. I'm not willingly like, oh, let me just not live my life. That sounds like a lot of work. Let me just not talk to people and not make friends and not, I just know when I talk to people, I can hear it in my voice. Seeing it from their reactions when they see me, you can tell, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When someone says hi to you or you say hi to someone, let's say, oh, hi. And then someone else comes along and says hi to them and they're like, oh, hi. I just feel like my voice is so annoying. I can hear it in my voice and I don't want to annoy people. So when I try to talk to people, I feel like I'm just like, they don't even know what I'm trying to say and they don't want to hear it. So that is why I've been trying to, instead of like, oh, I could be like, let me just try to talk to people and just look like an idiot, make myself look like an idiot by stumbling on my word. Not that if you do that, you look like an idiot, because I don't want people to get the wrong idea from that. There are so many people that are naturally persons. Even if they're not good at talking, they're just like, just because you stumble on your words doesn't mean you're bad at it, or you're not, I can only hope that you know. But for me, I know, I can tell. I'll be talking to them and then they move on to someone else because they can see that I'm not prepared, obviously. So rather than that, making myself look like an idiot, I would much rather fix the issue than going on like that, like I have been, even now at this new job. I really didn't go anywhere with this, so I'm gonna end it here. Hopefully I can sum it up in the description. But thank you for listening to my issues again. I think it's very important to note that I'm in a much better place, thankfully, to be able to talk about these issues, There's so many people that can't even talk about it, can't even, they don't want to talk about it. Like I didn't. There's so many times that I couldn't. If I was at Target, if I was working there still, had I been working a full shift all day, I would not want to come home and film this, So that's why I really do want to help anyone that is in that position that feels like they can't do that now. They don't know what else to do. The best advice I could give is to get out of that situation any way that they can. Maybe not do exactly what I did. Look for another job first and then leave. It could be any kind of job, Just get out of there. They say you should at least be able to work somewhere for like 6 months. And hopefully that could help you to be able to at least talk about your issues. I'm not even talking to a therapist. I'm going to maybe this year. Like I've said before, I've seen maybe 7 or 10 different therapists before throughout my life. So it's like nothing new. Like at least 10 different therapists know my issue, my story. But just to be able to talk about it, and the fact that I have this place to do it, really does mean so much. I can't thank you enough for giving me this platform and listening to what I have to say. So thank you so much for listening. I'm pretty sure whoever's listening to this right now is probably going through something similar, if not even worse. I'm sure even worse than this. So just know that everything is temporary. Seasons change. Everything has an ending, and every ending has a beginning. I don't know why I always feel the need to give like life advice or anything, as if I'm the person to do that. But thank you so much for listening, and I hope things get better for you. Let's hope that this year will be the year that something happens for us, I'm hoping for it, I'm planning for it. Let's try to manifest it. I have this journal that I write, like this will happen in 2022, this is gonna happen.